Let's start the masterclass. Thank you so much for joining the today's masterclass organized by Ellipse Education. First of all, let me introduce myself. Hello, everyone. I am Abhishek Agrawal. I have done my graduation from NIT Raipur in 2016, and after that, I have worked completely into Azure data engineering domain from past 7 to 8 years now, right? So, this is a brief about me, right? In today's masterclass, I will be the mentor of you, right? I will be assisting, conducting the today's masterclass together with Sankha Das, right? He will be the fellow tutor, mentor for Azure data engineering course, right? So he will be assisting us and he will be there with us in today's masterclass, okay? So, first of all, let me show you my LinkedIn profile, okay, so that you know about me in a better way. As I told you that I have done my graduation from NIT Raipur, right? And after that, like I have worked 1 year, 2 year in data science, data analysis domain. And since in IT, I was working completely into the Azure data engineering background, right? And after COVID got over in December 2022, I thought of like applying abroad in few of the countries, like few of the European countries, Dubai, Singapore, and I got a job in Germany directly from India. So I am currently working in Altisud as Azure data engineer. And I started this teaching journey back in the COVID timing itself. During this timing itself, I started this teaching journey because I got some free timing. So I thought of helping people. I had thought of like giving some training to the people who lost their job during the COVID timing. And then two student like I started with my friends, and then like my friend recommended their friend. Two student became three student. Three student became five students. So then we launched Education Reliefs, where I onboarded few of my colleagues, few of my friends who are like a working professional, and then they provide training with me, right? So all the tutor which is working in Education Reliefs are a full-time working professionals, right? And then they also provide a training with me around different technology, right? So in Education Ellipse, like we provide the training from the mentors who are currently working in the industry, such as I am working in Azure domain, so I take care of all the training related to Azure background, right? Similarly, Whale is AWS Fabric Snowflake guy, so he takes care of all the training related to like AWS Snowflake and then Fabric and then AWS plus Snowflake training, right? So he takes care of all the training related to that. And then we have a Khan sir who is a fellow data engineer who takes care of all the training related to SQL and Python. Then we have Power BI training, which Sindhu Pratapati takes care. And then we have a recorded material as well. So suppose if you are taking a live training, and then if you want to like go with the recorded material, pre-recorded trainings, then we have a pre-recorded training as well, right? So as I told you in Education Ellipse, we provide the training from the mentors who are currently working in the industry, right? And like learn from the industry expert, learn from the working professionals, right? And at the same time, we provide a personalized learning, which means that we will understand your profile, and as per your profile, we will recommend you the course. It's not like we have one course for everyone. It's more on a side of we will understand your profile, and as per your profile, we will recommend you the course because we believe that a fresher should not do the same course as 3 years of experience guy, or 3 years of experience guy should not do a same course as 10 years of experience guy, right? So we have a different courses for everyone, which you will also understand in today's masterclass because the roadmap should be different for different people. Experienced people should have follow a different roadmap. A fresher should follow a different roadmap. A 3 to 4 years of experience guy should follow a different roadmap. So we have a different roadmap for different people, which you'll understand in today's masterclass. Then we will make you job ready, which means that we will train you. We will train you on the technology in which I am working and Sankhadas is working day in and day out, right? So we'll guide you what are the relevant skill set you need to learn, become a Azure data engineer. That we will guide you. And then we will help you to make your resume. We'll help you to understand how to explain the product in your resume, right? And then how to crack an interview. So we will be there with you till the time you get a job, right? And then we have a 7-day refund policy as well. So if you're not satisfied with the training, you can come back to us, get a refund in 7 days. Since nobody come to us because of our teaching style, but I know you guys are connected virtually, so you need that kind of a confidence. So we are giving a 7 days refund policy as well. And we have a price match policy as well. So if you get a similar training anywhere in the market, a less of a price, you come back to us and get a refund as well. Okay, so this is pretty much about us, right? And then we have a live training, a recorded training, right? Now let's go to the straight to the topic of today's masterclass so that I can give you an overview about it. So in today's masterclass, we will understand what is cloud data engineering. Data engineering is right for you or not. What are the tools you can learn? How much coding is required? What are the steps you need to take to switch your career? What are certification options you can go? What are the interview tips and salary insight? What are the salary target you can do, right? So we will go through all of this. You can download the course curriculum from here. You can check out some demo video from here, right? So explore the website in general, go through it. You will get insight about the different courses which we are offering, right? Now, let me go through the general question which people might have, right? So suppose before coming to the like Azure data engineering course, or before coming to the like suppose if somebody wants to switch to Azure background, these are the general question which people have, right? What are the question which they have? Hey, what is cloud? Hey, why Azure only? Azure has a future openings or not? What is data engineering? How you can switch to data engineering? I am a fresher, can I switch? I have a career gap, can I switch? I am 5 to 10 years of experience, can I switch? How I can switch? I am eligible for the course or not, right? I am from Power BI background, I am from SSIS background, I am from Informatica background, I am from admin background, can I switch? How I can switch? I am from sales background, I am from marketing background, can I switch? How I can switch? Like coding is required or not, how much coding is required, right? How we will do projects, how I can practice in Azure, how we will approach the interview, how I can handle scenario based interview question. So these are the general question which people have. So in today's masterclass I will make sure that like each and every question is clear. Okay, so in one line, what is the agenda of today's masterclass? This is the agenda of the today's masterclass. Okay, so agenda of today's masterclass is as per your profile, like how you can switch to Azure data engineering. No matter if you are 3 years of Power BI background, if you are 3 years of non-tech background, if you have 10 years of SAP data migration consultant, if you are a SSIS developer having a 2 years of experience. So we will make sure that from the today's masterclass you will be able to clearly understand like as per your profile how you can switch to Azure data engineering. That we will make sure that you understand this fully. Okay, so be attentive, ask questions around, and then like try to understand how you can switch. Okay, all right. And I'm regularly checking the chat, so you can type your question in the chat, right? And I will answer those questions. And I will also give you the chance so that you can speak one-on-one with me and also clarify the question in between the masterclass. Okay. And whenever my voice is not clear, you can type in the chat and I will answer like I will try to correct it. And if my screen is not visible, also type in the chat. Okay. So this is a summary of overall masterclass in general, right? And then what we will do, we will follow this agenda. So we will one by one follow this agenda, right? So introduction, website, LinkedIn profile is covered, right? So now we will start with why cloud, what is cloud, why Azure. Then we'll understand why and what of data engineering. Then we'll understand what are the tools you can learn, right? So we'll touch upon one by one each and every topic, and then we will understand things, okay? So let's start with why cloud, what is cloud, right? Let's start with this. Why cloud, what is cloud? And why Azure only? Okay, so let's try to understand this. So now, like uh what is like why cloud? Okay, so suppose I will give a very simple example, a good example that when I was in college I used to use CDs, DVDs, pen drive to store my data. Now I no longer use CDs, DVDs, pen drive because I use Google Photos. There I can store the data, share between my friends. Upgrade is very easy. Whenever my storage is full I can easily upgrade it. The sharing is very easy, upgrade is very easy. That is why I use a Google storage. I don't use a on-premise server, right? I use a Google storage. That is why like every individual is moving to the cloud because of this advantages, right? Like data loss and recovery is easy, upgrade is very easy, easy to collaborate, easy to implement. I can just purchase a 2 TB, 200 TB storage in the cloud location, and I can store the data very easily, right? That I can do. So that makes our life convenient, easy, right? So that is why every individual is moving to the cloud, and hence every company is also moving to the cloud. Okay. So what is cloud in general, right? So cloud is nothing but the practice of using a network of remote server hosted on the internet to store, manage, process data rather than your local computer. So cloud is nothing but you're not using your computer, you're using someone else's computer, you're paying for it as much as you use it. You can also relate this with an example of like suppose previously we used to go to a cyber cafe and pay cyber cafe guys 20 rupees an hour, and we used to use their computer. Okay. So why we are doing that? Because we don't want to maintain our own computer. That is why we were using their computer. We were paying for to them as much as we use it. Similar to that, here also you do this. Here you are trying to use a computer owned by someone and you are trying to pay them as much as you use it. Okay. So what is cloud? Cloud is nothing but the practice of using a network of remote server hosted on internet to store, manage, process data rather than your local computer. You are using not your computer, but you're using someone else's computer. You're paying for it. And it is on demand pay as you go. Means as much as you use it, you need to pay for it. Okay. All right. So this is what the cloud is, right? And then like we also understood the difference between cloud and on-premise server. Okay. Now let's try to understand why Azure only, right? So let's try to understand this. So why Azure only? Because like as I told you that whenever I wanted to switch a job in India from multiple location, like suppose I switched a job to different companies while I was in India, right? So whenever I wanted to switch a job from Sanity to Smith Detection, and here also if you see I worked this is a gap over here, but it's not a gap. Here also I worked in few companies in between while switching. So I try to switch my job like multiple times in India. Like here you can see I switched once, twice. Here also I switched again, and then I try to move myself from India to Germany as well. So whenever I wanted to switch my profile in India in multiple job location, in multiple job profile from 5 to 10 LPA, 10 to 15 LPA, 15 to 20 LPA, 20 to 30 LPA, I was always and always getting interview calls, and that you can understand by opening this, right? So here you can see that around 1 to 2 lakhs job are there, which is related to Azure technology. 40,000 job is there in Bangalore. Uh, Around 20,000 job is there in Hyderabad. 20,000 job is there in Delhi, right? And this is just for Azure data engineering. Now, if you type cloud data engineer, you'll again get some job opening. If you type Databricks, you'll get a job opening. If you type Data Factory, you'll get a job opening. So there are many job openings, right, as per this profile. So that is most important point because if you want to switch, if you want to go target a job profile, there should be a job opening so that you can switch, right? Now, if you can tell me that Abhishek, like you have AWS data engineering as well, you have GCP data engineering as well. Why I can't go with that? Okay. So coming to that point, I belong to Azure background. And it has been like 8 to 9 years I am working in this background, right? So I am little biased here because I feel that Azure has an edge, and why I feel Azure has an edge because of disadvantages. Okay, so no matter in which company I worked, all the company uses a Microsoft product, right? So like suppose I when I was working in Smith Detection or Sanity or Aldi, like every company uses a Microsoft product. That is why I feel it's very easy for Microsoft to market Azure in general. Okay. And at the same time, Microsoft is heavily investing in OpenAI and ChatGPT, which everybody uses nowadays. That is why I also feel that Microsoft has an edge because it's also investing in OpenAI and ChatGPT. And at the same time, Microsoft has an unmatched security compliance, the hybrid cloud, multi-cloud integration, the flexible pricing, a scalable data lake solution, right? And then Synapse Fabric integration. Then they have a Databricks integration as well, right? So Microsoft has a edge, and then you have other capabilities as well, which Microsoft also offers, right? And then coming to the job opening, it has a very good job openings as well. It is a futuristic technology. Many people from different profiles are coming and learning Azure in general. Okay, and you can also tap on different job markets. You can try to understand different job markets, right? So I feel Azure as an edge, though I'm not saying AWS and GCP are bad, but I am from Azure background. That is why I support Azure in general. But if you feel, for example, if you feel that in your area AWS has a better job opening, you can also choose AWS. If you feel that you have a background in AWS, you can also choose AWS because because all the cloud is good, but in general I feel Azure is better because of the job openings, because my every company uses a Microsoft product, and at the same time Microsoft is also heavily investing in OpenAI and ChatGPT. That is why I feel Azure as a edge. Okay, now let's try to understand that, hey, what is data engineering in general? Okay, let's try to understand what is data engineering. Okay, so why it is important to understand what is data engineering? Uh, because when you go to the job role right now, suppose if I go to the job role, you will see many job openings which is which will ask you uh, suppose here they are asking you Java, then in some of the job role they will ask you that Power BI. In some of the job role they will ask you that um, let me open few of the job openings. Here also this Power BI dashboard, CI/CD pipeline. Okay, so there are in some of the job opening they will ask you the skill set which is not so relevant. Okay, as per the data engineering profile. Suppose here they're asking you machine learning, and then Azure machine learning, cognitive services. And then you feel that, hey, this is a Azure data engineering job. I should learn about AI, ML, and then cognitive services. All of that I need to also learn. And it's not true. Okay. So it's like why they're asking, because probably it's not like they haven't written the job description properly, or they want to hire a data engineer, but they also want him to do some AI work as well. So it's not like properly a data engineering job. So it's very important that you have a clear understanding about what is the day-to-day role of a data engineer. That should be very, very clear for you, so that you can understand what are the relevant skill set you need to learn to become a data engineer. That is clear for you. Okay. So let me try to give you a brief about what is data engineering so that you understand what is the day-to-day role of a data engineer. And to understand this, let's try to go through this particular slide, right? So suppose I have a different source system, like I have Oracle, I have SharePoint, SQL Server, Cloud API, file, right? Suppose I opened a retail store in Bangalore, and one particular retail store is there in HSR layout, one particular retail store is there in Balandur, one particular retail store is there in Sarjapur, right? So I have a different retail store at different locations, and I want I have different friends who are working in different stores, and then they are storing the data in different locations. Okay, some people are storing data in SharePoint, some people are storing data in Oracle, some people are storing data in Cloud API. So now what is the requirement is I want to understand what is the total sales. of different retail store. I want to understand product of the year, employee of the year. All this I want to understand, okay? So to understand this, I am daily asking all of my friends to send me the data, right, through a email or something, and they are sending me the data and I'm trying to collate it. But it's very lengthy process because I need to daily collate the data and then try to aggregate the data, make it ready for the analysis. So now I want this to be automated that every day my data should come automatically in a cloud storage. It should be transformed and like it should be ready for the analysis. And I want to make this automated. So how it can be done? It can be done by data engineer. Like it is basically a standard data engineering problem in which you want to do the extraction, means data movement you want to do, and then data transformation you want to do so that it is ready for the analysis. So what is data engineering? Data engineering is nothing but data movement, data transformation, and making the data ready for the analysis. That is what the data engineering is. Okay, so what is data engineering? Data engineering is nothing but data movement and data transformation. That is what the data engineering is. Okay. So, like whenever you want to do whenever you are targeting a data engineering position, it's very, very important that you should learn data movement and data transformation. Okay, which is extract, transform, and load, or extract, load, and transform. That is what the data engineering is. Okay. So, what is data engineering? Data engineering is finding right data for data analysts and data scientists. Means the people who are working in Power BI, your job is to not develop a Power BI report, but your job is to support a Power BI developer so that they can build a report. Okay. So your job, you will be also always working in a backend systems to make the data ready for the Power BI. That is what you will be doing. Okay. And then like your job is to also make a ETL pipeline. Your job is to also make data marts. Your job is to also create like data pipelines, address the bottleneck in your pipeline, make sure that data quality is good. This is like most important job of a data engineer, to make sure that data quality which you're providing is good, right? No matter how fancy your code is, like it's always advisable to write a good code, but the first and foremost job of a data engineer is to make sure the data quality is good. Then the code quality is good, right? And then like the performance of the pipeline is good. The data governance policies are being like made. The data lineage, like all the data lineage graphs has been made. Documentation of overall pipelines are good, right? So all of this are the data engineering job. Okay, so this all these are data engineering job. What is not data engineering? Data engineering is not like building ML model, building reports, building CI/CD pipeline, building front-end application, managing infrastructure and security. All of this is not data engineering. So when you want to become a data engineer, don't start with networking, don't start with security, don't start with CI/CD pipeline, don't start with authorization or authentication, don't start with Power BI. But rather than that, learn data engineering, which is data transformation and data movement. Okay, that is what you should focus upon. Okay, all right. So now, like to learn data engineering, we understood that data movement, data transformation is important. And to learn data movement, data factory and synapse analytics are important tools to learn data movement. Okay. And to learn data transformation, Databricks, SQL stored procedure, ADF data flows, all of these are important to learn data transformation. Okay. So what are the tools which is important to learn data engineering, right? These are the important tools to learn data engineering, which is data factory, see data like Databricks, SQL databases, data lake, DevOps. All these tools are important to learn data engineering. Okay, so the Synapse Analytics, the data factory, the data lake, the SQL DB, the Databricks, the DevOps, all these are important tools to learn data engineering. Okay, so all these tools are important to learn data engineering. Okay. Now you can again say that, Abhishek, what are the important tool to learn? Like, should I learn Synapse? Should I learn like everything over here? So to understand this, we can see the job openings, right? So over here you can see that in most of the job, what are the roles are has been asked, right? So suppose here you can see data factory is being asked. Here you can see that, hey, like they are asking me about data factory, data bricks. Here they are asking me data factory, data bricks. Synapse they're asking, but like Data Factory, Databricks, here also Data Factory, Databricks. You will see in most of the job they will be asking you about Data Factory, Databricks, okay? And little bit of like SQL DB, they will also ask you, okay? So like to become a data engineer, Data Factory, Databricks, and SQL DB are most important skill set, okay? That I'm telling you from my own experience. And then you can learn Synapse, you can learn Fabric as a added skill set, like as a add-on, like because if you can work in Data Factory, if you can work in Databricks, you can easily manage with Synapse, you can easily manage with Fabric, okay? But this Data Factory, Databricks, and SQL DB are most important tool and most important skill set you should have, okay, to learn data engineering. Okay, all right. So uh, now let's try to understand how does all of this tool looks, right? So let's try to understand this, okay? So now, like to learn Data Factory is a no-code tool. Okay, so suppose this is how the Data Factory looks. Let me show you this. So as I told you that data movement you can do by using Data Factory, right? And it's a no-code tool. Here you don't need to write any code, and still you can do your job. So for example, you can paste a copy data activity. It will help you to move your data from one point to another. And it's a no code machine. Here you don't need to write any code and still you can learn data engineering, okay, by learning Data Factory. Here you don't need to write any code. You need to drag and drop your activities, and yeah, then you can perform your operation, right? So that is what you can do in Data Factory. What you can do in Databricks, right? So suppose what you can do in SQL DB is SQL DB, you can like process your data by writing SQL queries. Okay, so for data movement, Data Factory is important because here you can do like data movement without any code. So suppose if somebody says that Abhishek, I don't know any coding and I want to learn data engineering. So in that case, I will suggest you to start with Data Factory because Data Factory is a tool where you don't need to write any code and still you can do data migration. You can learn data migration. Okay. Now, if somebody knows coding, for example, he knows SQL and Python, then there are two tools which they can work upon to learn data transformation, right? Which is SQL DB, right? Where they can transform the code by writing SQL queries, or you can also transform the code in Databricks, right? What is the difference between a Data Factory and Databricks? Like, what is the difference between a SQL DB and Databricks? In in SQL, your processing happens on a single machine. For example, like let me give you a brief about it. Okay, so in SQL DB, your processing happens in the single machine, but in Databricks, your processing happens in multiple machine, and then and then the like data will be aggregated, right? So in SQL, one machine processing happens, but in Databricks, multiple machine processing happens. For example, like if I have a box of coin, like if one person counts the box of coin, it will take time, right? But if we divide that box of coin into different machine, then the processing becomes much faster. Okay. Similar to this, like I will give you another example so that it's very clear for you. So suppose if you have a problem statement, if you submit your problem statement to a master node, this is what Spark does. It distributes the data into different machine and then processing happens, which is a faster way of processing. Okay, so that is what Spark does. Okay, like so as I told you, right? So uh, for data movement, you can learn Data Factory, which is a no-code machine. For data transformation, you can process your data in SQL, or you can also process data in Databricks, which basically uses Spark, right, for data processing, which is a distributed computing processing, which process data into different machines and then processing happens. Okay. Now I will request Sankha Das to also give you understanding about Data Factory and Databricks, and he will also try to introduce himself and give a overview about Data Factory and Databricks so that you can also understand in a better way from his perspective. Okay, Sankha, you can go ahead and then.
Yeah, hi everyone. Good evening to all of you. So quickly, let me share my screen and let's discuss in a very simple way, right? So actually, what is the need of data engineering? Abhishek has almost covered most all the points, but the problem is that let's say from where the problem happens, that in let's say 2020, 15 or 2016, if you can remember, that we were using the phone which was containing 4 GB RAM almost, highest if I say, and 16 GB storage. But nowadays, what we can see, like in 2026, almost after 10 years, it's coming to 32 GB RAM, or let's say 16 GB RAM in phone. We are getting almost with 256 to 512 GB. So you can see in 10 years how many sizes of data is basically being arising every single year, right? So what company does, company wants to do, use this data. Means let's say today you are liking on a picture, you are adding a product in your cart, right? Let's say you are doing any kind of comment. So every kind of logs, your behavior, everything company wants to store. Very simple. Okay, so company wants to use the data to maximize the revenue. Let's say if you are liking a product, that means you have an interest to buy the product. So company have noted down your choice. The next day onwards, what you will see a lot of ads coming your homepage. So almost every company try to put the revenue increment through this kind of things, right? So as a data engineer, we need to manage this kind of small data so that the company can make the decision, right? So when we have discussed about data engineering, so first of all, as we are going for a Azure based cloud, right? Here, mostly we will focus on two components, or you can say two things. First is Data Factory, ADF, Azure Data Factory, and the next part would be Azure Databricks. So Azure Data Factory means simply you can say your data mover. Okay, your data mover from multiple sources and your scheduler. Let's say when to move your data or what to do, right? These kind of things. So it's kind of a no code based tool. So here you don't need to, if you are totally beginner, you don't need to worry, you can start working. Just you need to drag and drop the component like this. Okay. And you need to configure and you need to join all the components. But when I'm talking about Databricks, so Databricks is basically a code-based tool when you are trying to write some code and you know already Python and SQL well, then you can go for Databricks. Sometimes we can use both the things as well as per the project requirement. Okay, but why especially we will go for Databricks, or if you have heard about something called Spark, right? So if I say what is the need of all this, so every day, let's say any food delivery app or any like you can say Uber, Ola, anything, they generate a lot of data, right? That data needs to be managed efficiently. So if you think about Excel, right? If you think about Excel, so Excel will die basically because it cannot handle a lot of data, because there will be 100 GB to 500 GB data every day you need to process. So there Excel will be hang. So what we need to do, we need to distribute the workload into multiple machines so that one machine don't get all the load together. So that's where the Spark concept come. So what is Spark? If I say it's a in memory distributed, okay, distributed big data processing engine. What is big data? Big data means simply where you have three things, means velocity and veracity, and one more thing, I think the volume. Velocity, volume, and veracity. That means if you say like huge data within a very few seconds, or the data size will be huge, that's kind of, you can say, big data. So here Spark will be basically a big data processing engine and Databricks is top of that. Okay, Databricks is basically built on top of this Spark. So if you say like orders coming from every website, let's say if I take any food delivery app, so orders is coming from multiple customers, it is coming to multiple restaurant. So how we can do, let's say we can use something IDF to pulls data from website, or let's say any application like that. Now let's say there is some concept also, you'll get Databricks means here you can use the clean data to clean the data, right? To duplicate finding, or let's say group by, calculate daily revenue, so many things you can do. So basically we need to build some data pipeline like this. Just take an example of this one, so that our job will be to design something where the data would be extracted from multiple sources, and it would be pulled together in, let's say, some intermediate data lake. And then from there, after certain transformation, let's say group by, join, all these things, then we can load it into a final destination. Okay, when I say final destination, that means basically we are loading into a data warehouse. So always data warehouse is your final destination, right? So our job will be just to pull the data from multiple sources. Okay, multiple sources, and then basically we will load it to a data warehouse. It would go multiple stages, so the entire flow you can call it is a data pipeline. So if I say our task would be to design a efficient data pipeline which will not, like, work poorly when we have a huge data. So we need to make an optimized end-to-end data pipeline which will be scheduled on a daily basis, from where the company can view the KPI. Now company can make the decision making, so that the ultimate goal is to maximize the revenue. Okay, so if I need to conclude myself is mentor Das. I'm teaching Azure data engineering from the last, you can say, 5 to 6 years. Okay, and along with that, my main strength is to teaching the absolute beginners who feel these tools are very complex, but I will make you teach everything in a very simple and practical way. And I'm working in a industry from the last 4 to 5 years, means more than 4 years. And I have worked on multiple projects from Europe based, Canada based, UAE based project. Okay. And also I'm a Databricks certified data engineer associate, along with Azure data engineer with DP203, Fabric data engineer certified, all the certifications I have. So the same, me and Abhishek both will guide you, so that along with this practical understanding, also you can clear the certifications and you can crack a very good job. So yeah, that's all about me. Abhishek, if you want, you can take over.
All right. Thank you, Sanka, for giving a brief. So let me try to summarize everything so that everything is clear for everyone, right? So we started with understanding why cloud, right? Why cloud? Because it's easy to collaborate, easy to maintain. What is cloud? Cloud is nothing but you're not using your computer, you're using someone else's computer and you're paying for it. Why Azure? Because it has a very good job opening, and then every company uses a Microsoft product. What is data engineering? Data engineering nothing but data movement and data transformation. For data movement, you can do data movement in Data Factory, right? Once you learn data movement in Data Factory, you can easily work with Synapse and Fabric, and it's a no-code machine. You don't need to write any code, and you can still do your job. Then for data transformation, you can either do the transformation in SQL or you can do the transformation in Databricks. Okay. So SQL is a single machine processing. Databricks is a multiple machine processing, which is based on the Spark. Okay. Once you learn Spark, right? Like Databricks is built on Spark, right? Like for example, if I type Spark here, Spark is multi-language engine for large-scale data processing, right? And Spark is basically open source, right? It is a open source medium. So a Spark code can be written in Databricks, it can be written in Fabric, it can be written in Synapse, it can be written in Snowflake. Everywhere Spark can be written. But why we are learning Databricks? Because like if you type Databricks, right? And then if I type Databricks wiki, right? So this Databricks is basically built by creators of Apache Spark itself. So it's a much more mature tool when you want to do big data processing. Okay. So you have Azure Databricks as well. You have GCP Databricks as well. You have AWS Databricks as well, right? So Databricks is also opted by different cloud players, right? So now, if you learn Spark, your knowledge will be applicable in like in Fabric, in Synapse, in AWS Glue. And if you learn Databricks, that knowledge will also help you to to get a job as AWS Databricks guy or a GCP Databricks guy. That also can happen, right? So this is a summary about everything, right? So suppose if somebody says that Abhishek, I don't know any coding, then you can start with Data Factory. If somebody says that Abhishek, I know coding, for example, then you can start with Databricks or SQL, right? But to become a complete data engineer, you need to learn both of them. Like you need to learn data migration, you need to also learn data transformation. Okay. Now, based upon your profile, what are the courses you can opt for? So suppose if somebody is here for some sort of a course, then I recommend you that these are the courses which I have and then which you can like opt for, right? And then if you're not looking for any course, then you can conclude that hey, like what you should learn, that is I think clear. Data Factory, Databricks, SQL, that is the main tool which you should learn, right? Now, if you're looking for a course, I will tell you like as per the profile which course you can go for, right? So suppose if you're a fresher, right, and or if you have 2 to 3 years of experience and you don't know coding, for example, you don't know SQL, you don't know Python. In that case, we have a Azure data engineering course which we recommend. For example, this course which we recommend. Let me show you this course. Okay, so we recommend this course, right? So this course is basically made for the people who is new in Azure, has a practical knowledge, uh, like like can do 3 projects, want to earn up to 20 LPA package, right? So this course is for them, right? And then this is a course curriculum for this, right? So over here we will be learning about Azure, Azure basics, data lake, blob storage, link service integration, runtime, copy data activity, like recursive wildcard, list of file, for each loop, pre-copy script, auto create table option, parameterization, lookup activity, delta load, full load, DevOps integration, Git integration, data lake, lakehouse architecture, modular architecture, key vault integration, if else activity, triggers, right? Synapse analytics, then your fabric, right? So here the focus is data factory because it's the course made for the people who don't know any sort of a coding. But we will learn little bit of Synapse, we'll learn little bit of fabric, that also we will learn. And then we will do 3 projects. One is data factory project, one is Databricks project, and one is Synapse Analytics projects. We will do 3 projects in this particular course curriculum, right? And then this course curriculum is for 2 months. We will learn 2 months, right? But now suppose somebody says that Abhishek, I know coding, right? If you are a fresher or 2 to 3 years of experience, or if you know SQL or if you know Python, any one language is enough because Spark can be written in SQL, it can be also written in Python. So if you know one language, you can manage with other. For example, like here, if I go and type Spark, the Spark can be written in Python, it can be written in SQL, it can be written in Scala, it can be written in Java, it can be written in R. So if you know one language, you can manage with other, right? That you can do. So one language is good enough, right? Suppose if I go to Databricks, here I can write like, suppose here you can see I have written a PySpark SQL code, then you can easily transform to Python as well. It has a AI integration as well. And many of the people who are like from technical world, you can easily use ChatGPT, AI assistant, Genie of Databricks as well. You can transform your code and you can opt other language that you can do, right? So one language is good enough. You can start with one language, okay? If you have a good understanding about one language. And then if you say that, hey, Abhishek, like I know coding and I have 2 to 3 years of experience, then you can learn Databricks, right? So you can learn about Azure Databricks, where you learn about Spark, and then you learn about Databricks, right? And Databricks is a very powerful tool to learn. Why it's a very powerful to learn? Because if you see a report of World Economic Forum, right? Because AI and big data is a very like high in demand in 2030, right? Which is like share of employees expecting increased skill by 2020. So here you can see, and here you can see considering the core skill set. So it's a very high in demand skill set, the AI and big data, right? And then when you have a big amount of data, Spark is a technology where you can process big amount of data, right? So in this particular, like if you know coding, right? So we recommend a this Databricks course for you. And if you open this Databricks, right? What are the things we will be covering in this particular course curriculum? We will be covering about Databricks Spark architecture, Databricks overview, cluster administration, RDT data frame API, conversion of PySpark to Pandas, common transformation technique in PySpark, DB utils, data lake, CSV JSON XML file processing, managed table, unmanaged table, Git integration, JDBC connector, Databricks CLI, Spark UI, SCD implementation, Lakehouse architecture, right? Spark optimization, all of that we will be covering. So the knowledge which you will get here is applicable, like the Spark knowledge is universal. The Spark knowledge which you will get here is applicable in Snowflake, in Fabric, in Synapse. The Databricks knowledge which you're getting is applicable in AWS Databricks, GCP Databricks as well. Though we will be focused on Azure Databricks, but that knowledge is like you can apply that knowledge to other cloud platform as well. And here we will do two projects. One is this project and another is this project, right? And this is basically like we will do this the latest architecture, and then we will do this the 2000 the old architecture as well. Both of the architecture we will do, which means that um, suppose the architecture has evolved like this, right? So suppose back in 2018, 80, this was the architecture. Now this in 2011, this we follow this data lake architecture. Now we have a lake house architecture. So we will do this both of the architecture in this particular course curriculum, okay? So that you understand the architecture evolution. Now, suppose somebody says that Abhishek, I am an experienced guy. I am a 4 to 5 years of experience. In that case, we recommend a combined course for you, which is a combination of both because if you are an experienced guy, you need to learn both of them, right, in detailed manner, right? So we recommend a combined course, which is a 4 month course. Like each course is 2 months, but this is a 4 month course where we will do both of the things, right? So we will basically learn about um we'll be learning both of the things, right? So we will basically learn about Azure data engineering as well, right? Like your blob story, data lake story, link service, recursive wildcard, user property, for each loop, parameterization, lookup activity, delta load, full load, Git integration, delta table, the if else activity, triggers, slowly changing dimension, everything. And then we'll do 3 projects. Then we will do another like learn about Databricks. We'll do 2 projects. It's a combination of both of the courses. This course will go for 4 months. Okay. Now let me summarize everything so that everything is clear for everyone. Okay, so here in Azure Data, like in Databricks and Spark course curriculum, it will give you 3 years of experience. You will learn about Databricks, Spark, Unity Catalog, Modular Architecture. You will do 3 projects. You learn about Databricks, Spark Architecture, Big Data Processing, Unity Catalog, Modular Architecture. You will gain 3 years of experience. The basic knowledge about SQL and Python is required for this particular course. You can target up to 15 to 20 LPA, right? The batch start date is you can start joining the batch from tomorrow onwards. It will go for 2 months. The batch is starting from tomorrow. We will send you one introductory class once you join, right? And you can watch it. It's just like one hour introductory class, right? Which you can watch it. So this is basically like a Databricks course curriculum, right? And as you data engineering course curriculum, this also give you 3 years of experience. You will learn about ADF, Databricks, Synapse, Fabric, warehousing. You will do 3 projects with us. The benefit is you learn about data migration, full load, delta load. You will do 1 project on ADF, 1 project on Databricks, 1 project on Synapse. You will get 3 years of experience. You can learn from scratch. You can get up to 15 to 20 LPA. This batch is starting from 28th of January. 8:30 p.m. IST will be the timing. For this, it is a morning timing and this is the evening timing. Okay. Now, if you are an experienced guy, go with the combined course. Here you learn about everything, and this also like starts from tomorrow. We will learn about Databricks first, and then we will learn about Azure Data Engineering. Okay. Now this is a summary about everything. No coding people can go with Azure Data Engineering. The people who know coding can go with Databricks and Spark. The people who are experienced can go with the combined course. Now, if you have any question regarding like the courses or anything, you can ask me now. Give me a moment. All right. Anybody has any question, guys? Anybody has any question, you can ask me now if you have any question.
Yeah, hello. Can we get a recording of today's demo? Because I joined late, around 7:45 I joined, so I missed other that
Yeah.
thing.
You can type your number in the chat and then we will share the record.
Okay, fine.
All right. Anybody has any doubt, guys?
Hi. My question is that if anyone is working already in other domain like 10 to 12 years, having no coding experience, then which course he should purchase or learn? Like it's already 10 to 12 years experience.
So do you know SQL or Python?
Uh, yeah, just basic knowledge.
Basic as in like you know SQL and Python basics already.
Yeah, basic knowledge about the Python and SQL.
Yeah, so you can go with the combined course in that case. So
So
when
basic
we will
knowledge is enough.
uh, basic knowledge is enough in a way that when we will start doing coding in Databricks, you
Mm-hmm.
can you can like do hands-on directly in Databricks itself, which will brush up, which will enhance your skill set slowly. For example, like this is a Databricks, so here we will write code. Like whenever we are writing a code here, you can do the hands-on over here directly. Like once you do the hands-on here directly, we'll give you the syntax overview. So while coding here directly, you will enhance your skill set slowly. Like enhance as in, so the basic knowledge can be, so all the language can be learned by practicing the language. So if you start on Databricks and if you learn with us, when you do the hands-on directly by writing code by yourself, that will enhance your knowledge slowly. Like this is what we can do because you have already understanding of SQL and Python. So you can start writing the code in Databricks and that will enhance your knowledge slowly in SQL and Python. You will get a hands-on practice on Databricks. So the prerequisite to join the courses, you should have an understanding about SQL and Python. It's not like we will not teach you during the course that, hey, what is where clause, what is having, what is group by, that we will not teach you. If you have that knowledge, then you can join the course in which we will tell you the problem statement, how the Spark works, how the transformation works, and you can write your code by yourself, through which you will increase your knowledge slowly.
Yeah, got it. Thanks for clarification.
Okay, anybody's any question, guys?
Hi Abhishek, this is Ajay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 4 years of experience. I have basic knowledge of SQL and Python,
Mm.
but not in the data domain. This is different technical domain. So how
Mm.
can I portray that as data engineer, Azure data engineer specifically, for the switch to another company or like for the interviewers?
So this is what people do. Suppose if you are a Power BI developer having 5 years of experience, expecting 20 LPA package, and you either do a Azure Data Engineering course or you do a combined course. So what you do after the course curriculum, you can write 2 years of experience in Power BI, 3 years of experience in Azure Data Engineering domain, and then you start giving interviews. You will be able to answer all the interview questions because you learned the things with us. Answer questions as such as what is the data which you have handled, what was the team size, because I will guide you how you can answer those questions. And you will be also able to answer all the technical questions. Once you get a job, you will be also able to satisfy your experience because you have done the projects, you will be able to cater the real-time projects. So this is what people do, which is like which is a faster way of getting a job rather than writing the projects with us as a freelancing project. So this is what we recommend you doing.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
right. Anybody has any other question, guys? Okay, so now let me show you. If you have some question, you can ask me as well in between, right? So let me show you the learning portal, how the learning portal will look like, and how the learning journey will look like. So this is how the learning journey will look like, right? So our training follow the same kind of a learning pattern, right? So as I told you in Databricks, we will do two projects. Okay, so in Databricks, there are two projects which we will be doing. One is the 2011 architecture, one is the 2020 architecture. So what we do in the first class itself will tell you the problem statement, and class by class, class by class, class by class, we will learn and build project. After ninth class, the one project is completed, and everything is done in front of you real time during the class itself. Everything is done in front of you. The all the class build, like the project building, everything is done in front of you, right? So suppose here also we are building everything in front of you, trying to do project in front of you. Then after class by class, we will again build thing. Class by class, we'll again build thing. And then after certain classes are done, we are again doing a project here, right? So suppose here we are again trying to do the project. For example, uh, like here you can see that Medina architecture project is done, right? In front of you, right? And then it has been implemented in the class itself. So everything is done in front of you, right? And then after classes are done, we are giving the scenario-based question, the production issues which can be like faced by you, right? Like what are the performance bottleneck can come, what is the data loss inconsistency can come, what is the delta leak issues can come, what is the cluster overutilization issues can come, and answers of that. And then what are the scenario based question can be asked. Then we are telling you how to introduce yourself, how to explain a project, how to write your naukri.com LinkedIn profile suggestion. Then we are giving you the project explanation so that you can write your project. Then we are giving you the sample resume so that you can make a resume. And then we are giving you the topic wise interview question, company wise interview question so that you're fully prepared. So what is the difference right now over here is you need to just follow us one by one, and then as we are data engineer, we can guide you in a right path. Okay, so that we can do for you, and then you don't need to like waste too much time in R&D research, what to learn, what not to learn, how to prepare resume, how to explain projects, all of that. We will help you, we will guide you, we will be with you, we will hold your hand, and then we'll be there with you till the time you get a job, right? So it's a structured learning in a directed path which you need to follow to achieve the target ultimately, and then you just need to attend classes on time, do homework on time, and then just like follow the guidance. That's all, right? Now this is a summary about everything, guys. Now if you have any question, you can again ask me. Anybody has any question? Now one more question which people might have is where we will practice. So we will practice in a Azure subscription, which comes of 1 month for free. So here you have a Azure subscription which comes for 1 month for free. And after that, you can upgrade your account to pay as you go, which will cost you 500 to 1000 rupees a month, right? And if you want to mitigate that cost, you can again create 1 month of free subscription. This is what you can do. Okay, so here we will practice all the classes. Okay, all right. Anybody has any question on anything, guys?
Like Abhishek, like I have completed my free subscription. So if I go with the pay as you go, like is that really cost 500 to 1000, or if I forget to delete any pipeline or anything happen, so that does it really affect to any overcost kind of thing within
Yeah,
a
yeah.
month?
If you do blunder, then you need to pay for it. Like if you
Mm,
forget something, if you just like do some heavy processing, then you need to pay for it, right? We cannot save with that, but
yeah, like how much it can go up to? Any
it can
idea?
go up to lakh as well. Okay, so it's not like you cannot do. So it's like you just need to follow the path. You need to. I will tell you because I am working in this subscription from past 3 years now. So I know what are the mistakes which people do, and I can guide you. I can help you. I will tell you like, hey, Synapse, you don't need to create. If you create this and this is the mistake which you can do. You can also set up a budget system, alert system. So suppose if you get an email, right? If it is exceeding 1,000 rupees, for an example, you get an email. Like that kind of a budget system, alert system can be also done that you get a text message, you get an email. Now, if you tell me, Abhishek, I can do mistake. I will not check my email. I will like probably miss my number as well, message as well. Then yeah, you need to pay for it. But yeah, if you follow proper guidance, the you don't need to pay thousand more than 1,000 rupees a month. Or if you really want to be safe, just use another credit card or a debit card and create another subscription.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Anybody has any question, guys? Okay. All right. If there is no question, then
Hey,
what is
hi,
the end?
sorry,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not. So my question is like, I don't have overall I have the 4 year of experience, but I want to change the tech stack into Azure data engineer. So my
Mhm.
question is like, I learn few things from myself, but from where I can make a project so that I can create a hands-on experience.
Mhm. Either you can like so from where you can build a project. This is the question.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So we will guide you to build a project, right? So you like we will help you, like I will guide you what are the projects which I have done, and I will teach you those projects real time in the class through which you can learn the project and build the project. So this is what I will guide you, right? So
Okay,
like in the course, we will teach you the different projects which I have explained over here.
okay,
Like so suppose this is the one project we will build, this is another project we will build, then this is the another project which we will build. So we'll build like 5 projects in the course, and I will give you the data sort of this project. I will guide you how you can build the project. Everything I will guide you end to end. Okay. So either you can learn from the course or you can look for online like data set, online videos to build a project. You can also do that.
okay, okay. Thank you.
All right. Anybody has any question, guys? Okay. All right, guys. So
Hi
now,
Abhishek.
yeah,
Sorry, I
yeah.
have a question. I have 2 years of experience in data engineering, Azure data engineering plus Databricks. How can we start to switch company?
How you can start to switch the company? Like, have you prepared
Because
your
2 years
resume?
of experience. Yeah,
And like, did you start applying in Naukri.com?
yeah. I have uploaded my profile in Naukri.com, but I'm not getting enough calls. Like 2, 3 calls hardly. I'm getting for 1 week like that.
Your Naukri.com is 100% completed.
Yeah, completed.
Like, what is the notice period which you have mentioned?
30 days.
And then this is 100% completed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And what is the salary range which you're targeting?
10.
You should get a call. It's not like you should not get a call.
Okay.
Like, for example, Azure data engineering, because you're finding a job in which location you are trying to find a job?
Chennai and Hyderabad.
So you can see over here, like around 15,000 job is there. So you can like, did you apply on this job, this all of these jobs?
some of the jobs I applied, but they're having some 2000 to 3000 applications. 2000 to 3000 members are applying for the same job.
So if 2000, 3000 people are applying for the same job, the another thing which you can also do is you can, like, suppose sometimes you apply at one portal, but you can also do multiple things. Suppose this Sinfarm company has a career page as well. There also you apply. You search
Okay.
this opening in LinkedIn, there also you apply. You apply in Naukri.com as well, because
Okay.
HR will check resume at different places. So you apply your resume at different places, or you make resume in a way that if you open the resume, that's interesting to look. So like not like a standard format how people are applying, but some sort of a different color or different like architecture diagram you can put some certification that your resume looks good. That
Okay.
also you can do to attract the HR people, okay? Or
Okay.
apply at different platforms, or like make your resume good enough so that it gets some traction. That also you
Okay.
can do.
I have another doubt. For coding, for software engineers, they will showcase their talent in GitHub, like code repos like that. But data engineers can't showcase their GitHub repo, right? Because we are doing all in UI like this.
No, no. So like data engineer can also show, because the data factory it's a no code machine. But ideally, the data factory pipeline also have a JSON code. So in the
Yeah.
backend, everything is being stored as a JSON code. So you can put that as a like you can commit that, right? And you can
Okay.
also commit your Databricks code to GitHub, and you
Okay.
can make some good documentation on GitHub, like suppose these are the data factory task which I have done, right? And these are the project description which I have done. That also you can do. So
Okay.
you can also do that. Okay,
Okay. Thanks, sir.
right.
That's it.
Anybody has any question, guys? Okay, fine. So if there is no question, right? So the you can start joining the batch from tomorrow, right? And then if you want to enroll, right, as your Databricks batch like starts from tomorrow, right? So the 20,000 is the fees, but you can get in 18,000 rupees, right? As your data engineering class will start from 28th of January, evening batch 8:30 p.m. IST will be the timing. The original price 20,000 rupees, but you can get it in 18,000 rupees. The combined course is 4 month of program. First we'll learn about Databricks, then we'll learn about Azure Data Engineering. Both of the courses is 20,000 rupees, but if you enroll at once, you can enroll in 30,000 rupees. You need to pay 20,000 rupees now, rest after a week, okay? And then you have a pre-recorded material. So you can also get a pre-recorded material in website for 10% discount after the demo ends, okay? All right, so I will be sending the link in the chat. You can enroll by using that particular link, right? And then you can send me, like, if you have any doubt, you can send me your questions in my number, and I will be assisting you with those questions, okay? Now, if you have any question, you can ask me now, or else, like, that's all for the today's masterclass, guys. Anybody has any question? Okay, guys. So thank you so much for your time. I hope it was helpful. See you around if you're enrolling tomorrow. Bye, guys. Thank you.